Okay, before we continue, a couple of things about Excel. Excel can have more than 1 million rows or records and more than 16,000 columns. If you look at these tabs, there are a home tab with general information. Most of formatting information are under the home tab, and then the insert. And you see that most of the charts are here, and formulas tab, which is very important. And we learn about these formulas tab on modules 2 and 3. The review tab is usually, as its name implies, it's for reviewing your worksheet and do the final things. For example, check the spelling, check for accessibility. In the view, you can see that which view are you in. This is cell view or normal view that we are seeing right now, right? And then if you want to insert a new column, you just can simply right click and then click on insert, and then it'll add a new column. Does it show it here because I don't have any information here, so you can't see it. If I go here and insert a new column, you see that it was added to the left side. I undo that. We can do the same with delete, and the column will be deleted. If you want to go to a specific cell, you can do Control G, and then this go to window will be open, and then you can choose whatever cell that you want. Let's say I want to go to A4, and I click A4, and I say OK, and then it shows me A4 cell, right? About the order of the operations, let's say that you have a mathematical formula. You have divisions, you have parentheses. The order of the operations for Excel is parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication and division, addition, and finally subtraction. If you want to remember that, you can use this acronym PEMDAS to remember: P for parentheses, E for exponent, and so on and so forth. All right, let's come back to our table and then make it look better. One other thing that you can do with your titles is that you can go to cell style, which is here under the styles. You see the cell styles. I click on it and it gives me a variety of cell styles, and you see as I hover, I can see a preview in my Excel sheet. I go with this one of these headings because it's a heading and I want to highlight it. I like this one. We can choose whatever that you want to choose, this header. Now, other thing that I want to do is that I want to put borders for these titles. Again, I go to this home tab here. You see these borders. I click on it, and then I go with this thick outside borders because I want this to stand out, right? But you see that you have other options. You can do all borders depending on the which cells do you want to emphasize. Other things that you can do, we talk about the row height and column width. You can also wrap text if it's a spelling over. I don't want to choose. I can choose and I undo that, but you see that it's almost the same for this cell. If it's a spelling over and then you wrap text, wrap this text, you see it's a spelling over, and I go to this, go here, alignment settings, alignments, and then choose wrap text. Okay, and now the text was wrapped into this cell. You see, it says wrap this text, right? If I undo that, okay, then again, it shows me the text here, right? You can add, let me get rid of, because I have two similar numbers. You can add an average here too. Let's see. I just want to show you another example of the functions. Again, we learn more about these functions in chapter 2 and 3. But let's say that I want to use average. Again, it gives me prompts, and I use this, Excel gives me prompts, and I use this average. Go to this range, select it, enter, and now I have my average as well. Finally, want to review, make sure we don't have any spelling problem. I go to the spelling here, click it. I shouldn't have any problem. Because I don't have any problem, it says, do you want to continue checking at the beginning of the sheet? I say yes. Spell check complete, you're good to go. It was because I clicked somewhere in the middle, so that's why. Let me get rid of this one. But let's say that I have a problem here. Let me go to students, records, and then change this to let's do this. And then I go to this review tab again, spelling, yes. And then you see it's asking me what this word is. I hope that it finds the right. It's funny that it didn't find student. Do you see student? I don't see any student. Start. Sorry, so it's not fine, but if it finds this the right spelling, you just simply select it and then hit change, right? But here I can do this. I do Control F and open this find and replace, copy and paste it here, and then write students. So find what and replace it with what, and then I replace it. There you go. So I fixed it. All right. Let's see what else we need to do before we print this out. Okay, we need a header and footer as well. This Zoom tab. Okay, for adding a header and footer, you can go to this data tab. Click on data tab. And then go to, oops, sorry, go to insert tab. As I say, please go to insert tab, go to text, and then you see this header and footer. You just click on it, and then it shows this header to you. It's already was filled out by name and the file name and then the sheet name. It's because I've done this before and I forgot to remove the header and footer. That's why it's already showing me these header, but I can change them right now. Here on the left side, usually write your name. I add my name. So if you start from scratch, you don't see any information here, right? But that's fine. And then here we add file name, where it's coming from. Here, you look at under this header and footer. If you're not on this tab, you can't see it. So click on header and footer, and then go to this file name and just click on it. I already have it here. And the good thing about it is that if I change my file name, it will be automatically updated. I don't need to manually update it. And here I usually add sheet name, which is students record. I'm going to show you how to rename sheets later. But this is on my header. I'm going to add a footer. Just scroll down and you see that I have exactly the same footer. If you need a different footer, like if you want to add date here, for example, or put a date here, you can go ahead and change. I come back to normal view. This is my page layout. Come back to normal view. And now I have my header and footer. If I print this file, I can see that header and footer. But for now, let's talk about a little bit about the page layout. That's the final things that we want to do before we print out this sheet. You can change the scale usually at 100%. If you click on it, it gives you some information, stretch or shrink your printout to a percentage of its actual size. You can have a bigger scale or a smaller one. You can change the orientation. If you have more information horizontally, you can choose this instead of portrait. You can change the margin. This is the normal, and this is wider, and this is the narrow one. And you can go to custom margin and then change the top left or right based on whatever you prefer. Okay. So I set up my headers and footers, and I'm happy with the page layout. Now I want to print this page. I click use my keyboard, Control P. We can just simply click on this print icon, and then you see that in my preview, which is only one page because I only have one page of information. But if you have more, you can click on this arrow here and then see the preview of all of your data. And then here's my header, and here's my footer, right? I come back because I don't want to print it. If you notice, I added a sheet here. Let me show you. You can simply add a sheet, new sheet, clicking on this plus sign here. If I click, I have a new sign, new sheet. If I click on it, I can delete it. I can rename it. Again, right click, I can rename my new sheet, maybe call it customer receipt, right? And I can simply, if I want to change the order of these sheets, I can click and then drag. And you see now this is my first sheet. I can always change the order of these sheets, and you can do more. You can give it a color and make it look better. I use this color for this one, and then this color for student record. Right, you can color code it. It looks much better. And then one more thing that you can do with your sheet is that you can group them. You simply click on the first one and then press Control and then click on the next one. Now they're grouped. So when you want to copy one page setup on the other one, one spreadsheet setup on the other one, you can simply group these sheets, right? And then again, you can right click and ungroup sheet. Okay, we're done with this first data. It is completed, but I want to tell you in the next video what I'm going to do with this information.